my name is Sam. Me and a group of my friends run a ghost hunting organization named SPIRIT, which stands for Scientific Paranormal Investigation and Research Investigative Team. We have been doing this for about 5 years, and we have been all over the world and ran into many different types of ghosts and spirits. Most haven't been too scary. They may move furniture or open and slam doors. A few might throw stuff at you, or they may appear on the camera or on thermal sensors, and we'll hear the occasional whisper in the wind. But this time is different. I have been creeped out or disturbed by some of our encounters. But I've never actively feared for my life quite like I did this encounter. This ghost, spirit, demon, whatever the hell it was, tried to kill us. I'm going to stop stalling and just get to the story. This happened a year ago, and me and my team were on our way to the countryside of Massachusetts. My team consists of Dory, our tech girl. She sets up cameras, and she usually stays in the van where she watches the monitors. She makes sure none of the cameras or the walkie-talkies we use go out of batteries. Next is Zach. He's our research guy. When we find out what house it is, he does hours of research to see if there was any tragedies that happened at the house. We also have a shaman lady named Shay. She's able to sense and trap ghosts using voodoo and stuff like that. I don't really believe in that kind of stuff, but she always gets the job done. So I don't question it too much. And me, the leader of the group, I usually talk to the homeowners asking questions about what's going on and why do you think it's a ghost or spirit. I turn to Zach. Zach, tell me, what have you found out about this house? Zach, oh man, this one is a doozy. Back in the 1600s, this house was owned by a suspecting witch. She lured people into the woods, mostly children, so she could eat them. After years of her tyranny, she was hunted down and killed during the Salem witch trials. It was said that before they captured her, she cursed this house. So when she dies, her spirit will remain, and it will hunt anyone that enters. Since then, people have been in and out of this house. All the families either leaving or wind up dead. Survivors saying that they hear voices and someone walking around in the house. Sometimes it sounds like someone messing around with pots and pans in the kitchen. But when they would enter, no one was there and nothing was moved. They'll say sometimes at night they'll see what looks like a beautiful young woman dressed in old-timey clothes. Sometimes she's described as beautiful with light brown hair. Other times she's described as burned nearly to a crisp. Zach leans forward, his voice dropping. But the couples with children always has it the worst. Parents say that the children tells them that a beautiful woman comes to them in the night and tells them that she is their friend. And of course the parents just thought that their children had an imaginary friend. But the parents started noticing that their children is always talking to themselves and always looking off into some dark corner of the room. And when they ask them why, they say the lady is right there. Within a few months into them staying there, most of the children mysteriously are killed. Deep gash wounds on their bodies and their internal organs are removed. The children that do survive, mostly the older ones with a bit more common sense, tells their parents that the strange lady tries to get them to leave. Middle of the night, into the woods. The van falls into a heavy silence. I respond, "That is truly horrifying, Shay. I feel bad for those poor people that lost a loved one in this house." Dory, "Yeah, this ghost sounds like one of the worst we ever had to encounter." Me, "Now hold on, we don't know if it's a ghost. We can't rule out the possibility of it being a serial killer or the parents." I look back at Zach. "What are the official reports?" Zach, "The official reports were either the parents or the older siblings committing the murder. But it would be a huge coincidence if every single family in this house decided to all of a sudden kill their youngest members." Me, "Yeah, but a possibility we can't rule out." The van pulls up to a house that is Victorian London style, yet strangely modern. Shay steps out and immediately wraps her arms around herself. I asked, "What's wrong?" Shay, "I feel like whatever spirit resides here doesn't like our presence." Dory, Yeah, I'm getting a huge electric reading. Most of the time when we get these type of readings, it's usually because a ghost or spirit is nearby. Me. Keep an eye on that electric reader and go and get the other equipment. Dory. Yes, sir. We walk up to the house and I knock on the door. A middle-aged woman answered and I said, "Hi, I'm Sam, and this is my team." The lady responds, "Hello, I'm Abigail." She moves out the way so me and my team can enter. We sit on the couch. Abigail's story matches Zach's research. After hearing her story, I asked, "Do you think you could be hallucinating? Or if drafts could be opening the door?" Abigail: "At first I thought I may have been hallucinating because most of the time I was either asleep or was about to go to sleep. But then there was times that things would happen when I was wide awake, and I know those weren't hallucinations, and no drafts could be slamming doors like that." She gets up and slams a nearby door to demonstrate. Abigail: "No one else is in the house. When I hear noises, I think it may have been an intruder, but every time I check it out, no one is there." Me: "Yeah, that's definitely unusual. There's definitely something weird going on. I can't say that it's paranormal just yet, but it's definitely something worth checking out. Just leave us the keys, and me and my team will get to the bottom of this." She hands me the keys, and then she says, "Do what you need to do. I'm leaving to go on vacation, so you have the house to yourselves." Later that night, Dory has set up motion sensors, heat signatures, and cameras in every room. In the living room, Zach places contact balls and a mood box on the floor. I pull out a Ouija board and start asking questions. "Are you there? What's your name? Where are you from? What happened to you?" No answer. Hours pass and nothing happens. We decide to pack it up and try again the next night.
Hi, y'all. If you guys are liking this story, leave a like and tell me what you guys think is going on here. If you think it was the family, leave a comment. If you guys think this place is haunted, subscribe.
3 days go by and nothing happens. Besides occasionally, the motion sensors will pick something up on the 4th day. I was brushing my teeth when I looked out the window. I see a beautiful woman with long brown hair and 16th century clothes walking in the yard. She looked up. They're deep brown and looks up at me and waved at me like she wanted me to come outside. I sat there staring out the window, unable to look away. That's when a voice broke me out of my trance. "Dory, sir, I think we should switch things up today. Instead of sitting in the living room, I'm thinking we could gather up some of the remaining cameras and we go into the woods." Me: "The woods? Why the woods?" Dory: "Because the witch reportedly lured kids into the woods. I was thinking that's where a lot of the paranormal activity probably be happening." I looked back at the window and the woman was gone. I go up closer into the window and start looking around the property, but I didn't see her. I thought to myself, did she sprint into the forest? No, that was impossible. Even if she ran at full speed and she was extremely fast, the house was a pretty big distance away from the tree line. I would have still saw her going to the forest. Dory: "Sir, are you okay?" Me: "Yeah, I'm okay." Dory nervously says okay and turns to walk away. I turn back one more time, then follow Dory. Later that night, walk into the forest. It wasn't that bad at first. It was just like a normal forest, except it was dark. But after 10 minutes of walking, a strange fog sent me enveloped the forest. The birds stopped chirping, and the grasshoppers stopped singing. It was just complete silence in there now. Then Shay stopped suddenly. I turned to her and said, "What's wrong?" I felt an ice chill in the air. "It's near. I can feel it." We set up equipment. Me: "Are you there?" No response. "If you are there, can you give us a sign?" A motion ball suddenly moves and lights up, and Dory's meter spikes. Me: "What is your name?" The recorder crackles with a distorted voice. Then it stops. "Okay, you don't have to tell me your name. Can you tell me why you are haunting the nearby house?" Spirit: "The graves. Find the graves." I look at Dory, Zach, and Shay. Zach: "Keep talking to it before it goes away." Me: Where are the graves? Spirit.
Walk 2 miles into the forest. You'll see a clearing, a bunch of crosses everywhere.
Me. How do I know I can trust you? Spirit doesn't say another word. The recorder just crackles like is being disconnected. I scream into the recording. Hello, hello! Nothing, look at everyone. Dory. We're already out here. We might as well check it out. Me. Yeah, you're right. Let's go. 2 miles later and we reach the clearing. The spirit told me about. I pull out my recorder and I call out, hello, if anyone is out there, can you give me a sign? Nothing. Shay suddenly wraps her arms around herself. Shay. Guys, we should leave now. Me. Why, we just got here. Shay doesn't say anything and just turns and runs. I yell back after her. Shay, come back. I turn toward the noise with the flashlight. Dory, I don't think you should do that, Sam. Zach. Yeah, man. I think we should get out of here. Me. Come on, guys. We're in the forest. It's probably just a deer or something. I'm just going to check it out real quick and prove that it's nothing. I reach the tree line. Something wet hits my shoulder. Thick, clear goo. I look up. In the trees is a burned lady in 16th century clothes. She jumps at me. I screams and hits the ground, covering my face. When I open my eyes, she was gone. I then run back to the clearing. Zach, Dory, let's go. They don't move. They're staring at another part of the forest. I turn to where they were looking at to see a crowd of spirits. They were mangled and dressed in styles from different centuries, stand staring. I screamed, run! We ran for our lives until we reached the house. We burst inside, gasping. Shay is in the middle of the room, burning incense, surrounded by a circle of sand. They scramble into the circle, then we heard a woman screaming in terror comes from the kitchen. Shay, just ignore it. It is trying to get you out of the circle. Zach, what will she do if we leave the circle? Shay, I don't know, but whatever it isn't good. So don't leave the circle. We sit there all night as sounds echo around us. The next morning, I wake up with the morning light directly hitting my face. I use my hand to cover the light as I slowly begin to sit up a few seconds after everyone else started waking up. Me, is everyone okay? Dory, yeah, I'm good. Shay, besides feeling like somebody hit me upside the head with a sledgehammer, I'm okay. Zach, all good over here, Chief. Me, good. Happy to hear that everybody's okay? I then rub the top of my head. And I suddenly remember that we left all of the cameras and other equipment while we were running away, and then turned to everyone and said, guys, we have to go back to go get the cameras. Zach instantly yelled, no way. You saw what was out there. I'm not going back there. Me. Come on, guys. The cameras have all the evidence of what happened last night. Plus that equipment wasn't cheap. Zach, I don't care. Sam, we almost died out there, and you want to risk our lives going back out there to retrieve it. Dory, I'll go with you, Sam. Zach, Dory, what the hell is wrong with you? Dory, Sam is right, Zach. That equipment costs a lot of money, and unless you plan on paying it back, we are going to get that equipment, and plus, there's no way we almost died yesterday for nothing. So we're getting that footage. Zach, Shay, please talk some sense into them. Shay, you guys don't have to go back and go get that equipment. We can always buy some more, you know? Me. Yeah, you could, but those cameras have the evidence that this ghost, demon, whatever, exists. I didn't come all this way and went through the hell we went through yesterday for nothing. Shay. Fine, but the moment I sense anything, we're leaving. Shay and Dory walk out the house, and I turn to Zach. Are you coming? Zach says I'm not going to stay in this house alone, so I guess I have no other choice. We head back to the woods. We retrieve the equipment and return to the van. Dory hooks up a camera. Zach, you have to be fucking kidding me. Sam, Dory, you can fix it, right? Please tell me that you can recover this footage. Dory, sir, I don't know if I can. This footage is destroyed. Sam, I can't believe this is happening. Nobody says anything for about 10 minutes. We're going to stay until we get some footage. Shay, Sam, I don't don't think that's a good idea. The energy at this entity exudes, it's been powerful. If it suddenly starts to ramp up the intensity, which I'm pretty sure it will, I don't even think any of my charms or tricks will be able to stop it. Me. How about we stay here for just one more day? If nothing happens, or things get too wild, then we'll leave. Shay. Fine. But the moment anything happens, we're leaving. Do you understand me? Sam. Yes. I promise we will leave if more things start happening. She turns and walks into the living room. I turn to look at Dory and Zach, and they're looking at me with disapproval. Me. What? Zach. I can't believe that you would put our lives in danger like this, all for some footage. Me. What are you talking about? That footage is what we are here for. I'm not saying we need to get rid of the witch's spirit. All we need to do is to collect the footage, and we can possibly get other people to come out here and deal with it. Dory. Don't get me wrong, Sam. I get where you're coming from, but you definitely went too far with this. Me. So what you two are going to leave? Zach. We would never leave you and Shay. We are a team, and nothing will change that. We're just disappointed that you are willing to put our well-being in danger, just to complete the mission. I say nothing as they walk into the living room and sit next to Shay. The next night, Shay walks in on Sam and Dory setting up equipment in the living room. Shay. Sam, I don't think this is a good idea. Last night, while I was going to the bathroom, there was a mutilated man standing in the middle of the hallway. It charged me. I managed to get to my room and behind the salt line before it caught me, but it kept trying to break through the barrier, slamming and hitting it. After about 15 minutes, it stopped. Then I heard humming outside. I went to look, and the witch in her normal, beautiful form was walking outside and was looking directly at my window. I closed the blinds and I went back to bed, but then when I woke up this morning, I noticed the salt line was black. That's not a good sign. That means the barrier was almost broken. If we try to summon it tonight, it might actually break through. And if that happens, there's nothing that would stop it from killing us. Me. It probably used up a lot of energy yesterday and the day before. So maybe it may not have much energy to try to attack us tonight. We could probably get some type of footage of its existence and we will leave. You don't have to do a full conjuring. All we need is evidence that there is a ghost here, and we can leave. Shay sighs. 10 minutes later, they are at a table. Shay makes a salt ring. Sam pulls out an Ouija board. Is anyone there? No answer. Shay, if you can hear us, give us a sign. A contact ball lights up and rolls toward our. The air turns cold. A noise erupts from the kitchen. A knife hits the wall next to me. A large shelf falls, nearly crushing Shay and Dory. Zach, we have to get out of here. Now. We grab our bags and bolt for the door and throw it open and run to the van. I look out the back window. The witch, in her beautiful form, stands there. She waves goodbye. Me. After we finally got back home, Dory checked the footage. What we saw made everyone stare at the screen in shock and disappointment. The footage was all distorted, and you can barely tell what was going on. For the rest of the car ride home, we sat in silence. About a month later, Shay quit the team. She told me she's done with ghost hunting. She says she never fully recovered from the physical and mental strain she had to endure. I don't blame her. I still think about the ghost we saw in the forest, the mass graves, and even the witch herself. Sometimes they still appear in my dreams, calling me to go back, begging me to free them from their prison. But there's nothing I can do. I tried to get people that are strong with the supernatural, even stronger than Shay. But a lot of them, when they hear about what had happened there, immediately turn me down. A year goes by, and SPIRIT has been disbanded. Dory and Zach still ghost hunt from time to time. I don't like the thought of ever having to go through something like what I went through at that house. Now I stay away from anything that has to do